I left the UK for Qatar to find peace and a new life. I met many wonderful people and it was Ramadan time, so I decided to fast along my friends. For the first time, I was going to fast completely without water. I was always on a journey to find peace, and that was all I really wanted. My first husband and I had a very emotional and difficult breakup. We were childhood sweethearts and had two beautiful daughters who were at the tentative ages of 14 and 18. Life was strangling me and I felt like I was living death. I left the UK for Qatar to find peace and a new life. I met many wonderful people who left an imprint on me, my curiosity, and my search for peace. I thought when I initially arrived at that parties, pretty dresses, and meeting new people where I would find happiness. However, after a few years of continuous fun and parties, I was still no closer to feeling any happier or peaceful. My heart was full of sorrow. I started to lose again. My job was not going well, and I couldn't seem to find the right man. So my journey continued. I changed the jobs that did not work again. I was feeling like I was free falling. I remember I started to search for the meaning of life at that time. I was reading healing books that were closely linked to Buddhist beliefs, and I even set up a prayer or a meditation space. By now, I had met a good friend who was very knowledgeable in religious studies. I started asking her general questions about religion. She began to stir my curiosity, and we would talk for hours. Soon, I began to party less, and I just couldn't stand the falseness that I felt, and I stopped drinking alcohol because I did not like the person I became. I had also met my second husband by now. He is Moroccan and much younger than me. He is Muslim, but he did not practice or talk much about it with me. We married, but I did not become a Muslim until after our marriage broke up. After my marriage breaking up again, I thought I was hitting bottom rock. I would cry out in panic, but each time some calmness would wash over me when I looked up in the starry night and called out all my troubles and heartaches. I asked for forgiveness, but I wasn't sure who I was asking it of. I then found myself in another job, which meant I could continue my life in Qatar. The job came to me so easily and I was surprised as I was always fearing the worst due to my anxiety. During all these trials, I was trying to be retrospective. I knew I had to grow my soul, but I wasn't able to find a connection. In the meantime, I was socializing more with the Qatari sisters, whom my good friend has introduced me. I would go to their gatherings, and it was Ramadan time, so I decided to fast along my friends. For the first time, I was going to fast completely without water. Throughout this time, I had begun reading the science of Islam and I was astounded by the facts that I did not know. At the same time, I was trying to heal my heartache, so I took up writing poetry and I found myself writing about Allah. I would watch a link to Prophet Yusuf series that I watched endlessly. I felt a connection with his trials. My life was starting to make sense. I was making peace with all the fears and anxieties that I had. One day in Ramadan, I woke up to hear the words Allah, 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 and it was the truth and the peace that I have been searching for. A short while later, I was at another gathering with my Qatari sisters after I had been praying and fasting. An English Revert sister asked me if I believed in Allah, and I said yes, of course, without doubt. She asked me if I had any questions, and I replied, no, I believe in all that Islam has to offer. She said, why don't you take your Shahada? I said, I don't want to disappoint Allah. She said, do you think you are disappointing Him by not taking your Shahada? Allah was there for me, calling me for years, and I did not even realize. So I took my Shahada then and there. It was June 15, 2017. A strong message to non-Muslims, those have helped me throughout my darkest moments. 2 lessons I have learned. 1. Allah is the strongest hand to hold, and verily do hearts find rest in the remembrance of Allah. I had more trials and tribulations after my Shahada, but with Allah's guidance and His blessings, He gave me only what I could manage. Now I don't feel alone or anxious as I know Allah is right beside me and it's His will. He supports me every day in becoming a better human and give me guidance in understanding this life.